let's talk about Espeon and her abilities, and I'm gonna conclude whether she's worth or not to play. So you got the passive Magic Bounce. If you're Eevee and you get affected by hindrance, the hindrance is negated and the Pokemon becomes immune to hindrance for a short time, which has a cooldown in it. On Espeon form, it has the same capabilities, but at the same time, it does deal damage to the opposing Pokemon and decrease their movement speed who try to hindrance Espeon, which has a cooldown. For moves, as Eevee, you got Swift and Growl. Swift is a burst damage ability. I like this more than the Sylveon version because it's a burst damage and it's easier to secure last hits. Growl does also damage with addition of slow, so decent abilities for starter. Then you evolve to Espeon on level 4. You get Psyshock and stored power. Psyshock, you launch these projectiles, and if the enemy is hit by all of these, the Pokemon is left unable to act for a short time, so a little crowd control. And the upgraded version increased the travel speed. Pretty nice. With stored power, you unleash a blast of psychic power that do damage and decrease their movement speed for a short time. And you get these stacks whenever a set amount of time passes, or if you hit a boosted basic attack, and you can stack up to 5 of these stacks before using it. The upgraded version does extra damage if the enemies are low HP. Then we got Psybeam, which is this laser kind of deal. It deals more damage the higher the HP the enemy Pokemon has. So you can do a lot of chunky bursts with it. You also decrease their movement speed or unable to act. The upgraded version does additional damage, and it has a split effect, which does additional damage as well. Feature Sight has the user lock on opposing Pokemon, deals damage a few seconds later in an area effect centered on the lockdown Pokemon. More damage is dealt when the lower the locked Pokemon's remaining HP is. While the user is locked onto opposing Pokemon, its other moves will target that Pokemon whenever possible. Each time one of these Pokemon deals damage, Feature Sight's cooldown is reduced. If the lockdown Pokemon is on the opposing team and is knocked out before the area effect damage is dealt, a single power-up use of Psyshock or stored power becomes available for a short time. When Psyshock is powered up, it hurls a stronger psychic projectiles at a designated location. That also causes an explosion, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon in the area effect. When stored power is powered up, it unleashes an increased number of psychic power blasts and restores the user's HP when the blasts hit. Wow, what a mouthful. The Plus version deals increased damage to opposing Pokemon that Espeon's Feature Sight is locked into. That was a lot of description, but seems promising. Then we got the Unite move, Psychic Solar. Espeon throws opposing Pokemon in the area effect into the air and suspend them using psychic power. After a delay, an explosion occurs that deals damage to opposing Pokemon in their effect and shoves them. So you kind of lift them up the air and then they goes down. Sort of a AoE crowd control. You could pair this with something like Blastoise Unite for very nice amounts of crowd control. So what do I think? I think Espeon excels with high burst damage, but you also lack mobility. So you could need allies to set your potential with this one. So if you're looking something that does a lot of damage, you like attackers, I think you can't go wrong with Espeon. But the positioning needs to be careful so you don't get caught due to lack of mobility. It seems to be a very nice addition, and I'm more than welcome to have more evolutions in the game. I still haven't properly played her, so I can't tell which move combinations are the best. But if you do have an idea, let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.